Hello, my name is Jenna Kaplan, and this is my presentation on a New York Times article for this week. This week's unit is medical technology, and the New York Times article that I found is Pfizer and BioNTech submit data backing the vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. Since this week we are learning about medical technology, I wanted to touch on it a little bit before going into the article. So, according to our textbook that we use in class, medical technology is the practical application of the scientific body of knowledge for the purpose of improving health and creating efficiencies in the delivery of healthcare. So, basically, that means creating tools, whether it be medication, whether it be aids such as a wheelchair or a walker, or something as little as a Band-Aid. These are all medical technology. They're innovations that were created in order to improve the overall health of an individual. Medical technology has a vast range. It could be something very small. It could be something that could literally save your life. And the whole purpose of medical technology is to increase longevity overall, increase one's health, and just to decrease the risk of sickness, ailment, decrease the risk of something progressing and becoming worse, as well as decreasing the possible risk of death, depending on what the sickness or disease is. So medical technology is regulated through the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, otherwise known as the FDA. And the FDA is the organization that approves pharmaceuticals, biological agents, and biomedical devices once they're all created. So the FDA checks these and makes sure that they are safe and effective for the consumers. And they also make sure that you are purchasing or consuming a pharmaceutical or really just any piece of medical technology that is safe for its intended use. So, for example, you would not go to the store and buy Miralax for a headache. And the FDA kind of regulates that and makes sure that if they are saying that this medication or this device does this, that it actually does that. So one thing that is considered medical technology is biologics, and those are products that are used for prevention or treatment of a disease or health condition. And an example of a biologic is a vaccine. So recently we have all heard about the COVID-19 vaccine, and this presentation will go a little more into depth about that. Before we talk about the COVID-19 vaccine, we should talk about what COVID-19 is. So COVID-19 is the disease caused by SARS-CoV-2, the coronavirus that emerged in December 2019. The COVID-19 pandemic has spread across the world, causing millions of individuals to lose their lives. Unfortunately, many people have lost their lives from this pandemic. And a lot of people, if they did not lose their lives and they were infected with COVID-19, they do face serious illness. When people do get COVID-19, they often have the symptoms of cough, fever or chills, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, muscle or body ache, sore throat, new loss of taste or smell, headache, fatigue, nausea, vomiting, and congestion. A lot of people, these are like the mild symptoms that they have when they have COVID-19. Unfortunately, if an individual does have COVID-19 and their body is having a harder time fighting it, individuals can lead to respiratory failure. It has led to individuals having heart issues, and it can create a serious health risk and serious problems for individuals, even if they do survive COVID itself. it can lead to further complications. There are steps that people are taking to try and decrease the transmission of COVID-19. As we all know, we're suggested to stand 6 feet apart, to wear our mask at all times if we can, and recently, within the past year, we have had the COVID-19 vaccine that was authorized by the FDA for emergency use. The COVID-19 vaccine has been approved for usage with 3 different companies, so with Pfizer and BioNTech, that's a one vaccine, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and the Moderna vaccine. Specifically in this article, we learned about the Pfizer vaccine, so I'm just going to provide some information on that. So according to the CDC, the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is an mRNA vaccine that's given in the upper arm. Individuals will receive 2 doses, so you receive your first dose, and then 21 days later you're eligible to receive your second dose. The vaccine was highly effective in clinical trials for people of a diverse array of age, sex, race, ethnicity, and different medical conditions that people would be facing. So overall, universally, we have seen that this vaccine is beneficial and it can be useful for everybody. There are some possible side effects of the vaccine, but they're just temporary. So on your arm, you could get redness or soreness. But then after you receive your vaccine, for 2 days, you may experience fatigue, headache, nausea, fever, and muscle pain. So now to discuss the New York Times article. On September 21st, 2021, Pfizer and BioNTech announced their submission of data to the FDA showing that the Pfizer vaccine was effective for children ages 5 to 11. A future request will be submitted to the FDA to regulate it, and they are requesting the pediatric dose of the vaccine to be administered in the United States to children between these ages. They prove that the vaccine is safe and effective for children ages 5 to 11 as long as it is in a lower dose for them. Approving the vaccine for these children will grant around 28 million kids to be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Some parents are a little bit reserved about their children receiving the vaccine. 26% of parents of children ages 5 to 11 say that they would vaccinate their children right away. 40% of the parents said that they would want to wait and see how the vaccine impacts others and kind of wait to see it play out a little bit. And then 25% of parents with children ages 5 to 11 said that they would not vaccinate their child. Some vaccinated parents are concerned as well, which I was kind of interested to hear. And their concern was that there's such a small number of trials, and there's a lack of data and a lack of information about this. They're also concerned about the long-term effects of the vaccine on the children. So we currently do not know if you receive the vaccine as a child, what will happen in 10, 15 years and how the COVID-19 vaccine will affect them. And that seems to be one of the top concerns for these parents. There's the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines have also had a rare correlation to causing a heart condition called myocarditis. And the scientists who are creating these vaccines believe that if children are offered lower doses, they are less likely to develop this heart condition. And they do not think that children will be affected by this. Another thing to consider is that studies have shown that unvaccinated children who contract coronavirus tend to not get seriously ill from it. So they may have some mild symptoms, but nothing really major. So this has made some parents believe that their child might be better off without receiving the vaccine because they're kind of weighing the risk of getting the vaccine versus getting COVID. And they're kind of like seeing which one they think is more beneficial. Although the children may not get very sick from COVID, I still believe it is best for everyone to be vaccinated if possible. Just because the children are not getting like severely sick and ill from COVID, that doesn't mean that they are not able to transmit COVID if they do have it. And the whole reason that we do have these vaccines is to stop the transmission of COVID so that we can finally be out of this pandemic. So although the kids may not be as affected as much, I think that it would be smart, and I personally, although I'm not a medical expert, if I had my own children, I would vaccinate them just because although the kids are not going to get sick, they are protecting so many other people just from being vaccinated because that's decreasing the risk of them transmitting the disease to anyone else. So that is what the article is about. I personally am very intrigued to see if this does get approved. I hope that it gets approved soon so that everyone is safe. Kids are safe back in school. Parents are safe. The kids' grandparents are safe. Overall, we will just have a healthier community and world, and hopefully, with the development of this study, we will soon be COVID-free. Thank you very much. Here is my list of references. Oops, you cannot see that. That is my list of references. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me or contact me. And I would love to talk further about this with anyone.